All right. So, good morning. All right. So, good morning, everyone. We are going to start seated, but you're going to want blocks. And if you want, maybe you start by either sitting up on a block or sitting on your blanket, uh, whichever feels good. If you're sitting on the block, make sure it's nice and sturdy, and then just let your legs fall down from there. If this is not comfortable for your knees, feel free to just sit up, nice tall spine, so that we have good posture. Right, good posture. Did mom ever say posture to us? I don't think so, right? Good posture, everybody. Yes, we naturally have good posture. All right. My sister's here, so all right. So let's sit well, right? So if you're sitting up on a block or a blanket, the first thing I want you to feel is your tailbone just descending down. I'm not touching my chest, but the tailbone descending down toward your mat. The chest lifting. Maybe you move the flesh out from the sit bones, and maybe even just a little bit of a kind of a moving the flesh around in the thighs to make sure the knees feel comfortable. You can always move the legs out as well. So, all right. So there's all that. Take your shoulders up to your ears and back and down. Good. Take them up. Squeeze back and down. One more, bring it up and back and down. And then place one hand at the lower belly, one hand at the heart center. It can be lower, can be a little higher, but let the elbows drop so that there should be no strain in your shoulders at all. Feeling this nice tall spine, this nice lovely posture. Both shoulders are gently pressing back equally. And we start to tap in to the breath here. So as you inhale, maybe you feel the belly rise first, and then the ribs, and then the chest. Inhaling. And pause at the top of that breath. And then as you exhale, the chest doesn't drop, but softens, and then the ribs, and then the belly draws in toward your spine. Inhaling belly, ribs, and chest. And then exhaling chest, ribs, and belly. Good. Continue that on your own. Feeling everything expand on the inhale, feeling everything soften on the exhale, but not losing that posture, not losing that nice lifted chest. Pausing at the top of the breath before releasing. Try to soften the jaw. At the end of the exhale, that belly presses all the way in. 3 more rounds, everyone. Good. One more round. And then release the hands and let them rest on your lap. Maybe your thumb and index fingers touch, the shoulders draw back. Turn your head to the right and just pause and soften the left shoulder. And then bring your head center, take it over to the left. Yeah, you can tell which side is tighter pretty quickly. And center to the right. Try to soften the shoulders equally back. Center over to the left. Center this time as it goes over to the right. Just pause there for a second. Take the left arm. I am not mirroring here. Take your left arm and bring it around your back. Maybe you can find your other arm and just hold on to that. And then gently draw that left shoulder back. And pause here. Separate the teeth, relax your jaw, stretching through the neck, and then tuck your chin down to that right side chest. Just breathe. Always being mindful of your neck, what you know to do or not to do. If it's okay for your neck, let the head be really heavy here toward the right. Bring the head back up, take it back to center, release that arm, shake it out, and just roll that left shoulder. Good. Same thing, other side, turning your head to the left, draw both shoulders back. Take the right arm, bring it behind your back. Maybe you hold on to the arm, maybe not. Pause here, just breathe. Try to soften both shoulders. Only go as far as makes sense for you. Low belly is toned here so that we're not starting to drop through the chest. And then drop the chin toward the chest. Just hold here. Try to relax your jaw. Feel the stretch along that right shoulder, right side neck. Good. Bring the head up. Take it back to center. Release that arm. Shake it out. Roll both shoulders and then inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms. Turn your head and look to the right elbow. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Look to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, turn. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Take it up. Exhale. See, with all these backup cameras, I'm teaching you to turn your head and neck again. Good. Up and turn. Last one here. And turn. Good. Everything to center. Take both hands behind you. Interlace. Draw the chest up. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other. Just let the elbow or the knuckles head toward the ground. They may or may not touch. Big deep breath. Good. Release. Inhale. Take it up. Exhale to your heart. Whew. Good job, everyone. Shake that out. And let's take those legs forward. Plant your feet. If you feel unsteady on your block, come on off of that. You don't have to be there. So take those hands to your knees and pull your chest and torso forward as if you were doing a cow pose, right? But seated. And then exhale, round. Really watch your block, especially if you're sitting on the back end of it. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, draw it back. Good. Two more. Inhale. Exhale, really moving through the breath, everybody. And last one. Exhale. And come to neutral. Take that right leg. I'm not going to mirror here. We're going to see how this goes. Take your right leg and just drop that knee down to the floor. Make sure you're steady on your block or change it out for your blanket. Your other knee, I want you to just drop it out to the side and bring it across. Yep. Drop it out to the side and bring it across. Good. One more. And bring it across. Take it back to neutral. Bend the knee and hang on to your foot if you can. So it kind of looks like that. Draw the knee into your armpit. Yep. And then take the other arm up. Again, if you feel unsteady on that block, I'll just say it one more time. Come off your block. It's okay. You're going to press down through the right leg as the right arm reaches up, the belly tones. You got a hold of this leg. And then if you can, take the elbow, the right elbow back behind you and breathe. So it's a seated twist, a weird seated twist. I know. And then take it up to center. One more time, bring the elbow back. You're twisting to the right, option to straighten the left leg and breathe. You can hold on to your shin, by the way. You don't have to hold the foot. Bring everything back and release it. Let it drop. Yeah, not too bad. Let's switch sides, taking the left leg down. The right foot is on the floor. You're steady on your block. The chest is lifted. When you're ready, draw that knee into your chest and just grab your foot. So you got that nice little 90-degree pattern there with the leg getting nice and tall. Then take the left arm up. Yeah, just shake it out, relax, breathe, press down through the left leg. That's going to help you ground. And then bend the left elbow, take it back as you look to the left. Inhale, straighten it up. Exhale, only this one. Breathe, optional to straighten the leg. That's it. Finding that twist. And back to center. Release. Straighten both legs. Just shake it out. Watch the back of the knees. Circle out through your feet. We're going to go there one more time. So take the left leg down, the right leg up. Grab a hold of your foot or your shin, or I could have said this on the last round, your strap around your foot would work, but just either keep it bent or straighten. And you can grab a hold of that ankle or shin as well. Lift up really, really tall and take the leg out to the side. And just hold a little bit. Keep lifting through the chest. Take the other arm up. Big, deep, long breath here. And then bring everything to center. Woo, good. Take it out to the side. Take it to center. Listen up. Either you're here or bend the knee. Grab it with your other hand and take it across. Big deep breath. Press down through the leg that's on the floor. Lift up through the head, neck, chest. Bend the knee, take it center, hold on to it with the first hand. Give me an open twist. Left elbow back, knee to chest. And release. Whew. Nice job, everybody. Switch. Right leg down, left foot. Grab the shin, grab the behind the knee. Bend that knee. Take the other arm up. Find your breath. If you can, straighten the leg. Take that leg out to the side, mirror it with the arm. Breathe, lift up tall. Take everything back to center. Oh. And out to the side. Back to center. Bend the knee. Grab that with your other side. Take it across. Oh. Right outer hip. Holy moly. Big deep breath. Bend the knee. Take it up. And, oh, sorry, twist. I knew I was forgetting something. Bend the elbow, twist to your right. And release and set that down. Whew, good job, everybody. Come on off that block. Set your block where you can get your blocks where you can get to it. Let's come to table pose. If you would like, take a blanket and put it underneath the knees just to take good care of those legs. Planting your hands, spreading the fingers, coming into a nice neutral spine. And on your exhale, give me a nice cat pose. Don't over tuck the chin, but let the chin tuck down, curl down through the tailbone, press into your arms. And then on the inhale, slowly release, tailbone, low back, mid back, upper back. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hold it here for a moment. Just hold and then see if you can lift your head. Just your head. You're keeping the back round. It's going to feel very strange, I know. And then tuck your chin. Inhale, come into cow and tuck your chin. So you're doing the opposite with the neck than you are with the rest of your spine. Come back to neutral. Exhale, round. Go into your tuck to start and then lift your chin. Let the chin drop. Move into cow pose. And tuck the chin, just the chin. Release, come to neutral, sit back on the heels if that is okay for you, stretching out through the arms. Really nice deep breath, everybody. And come on up. Well done. Well done. I know some weird movements this morning. All right, plant the hands. Remember, you can come to elbows, especially if those wrists are chatty, or shake them out, or fold over your mat and let the palms rest on the mat and the fingertips off. Sometimes that's real helpful for folks. Take the right leg back, tone in through the belly. Imagine somebody is pushing the front of your upper thigh up as you lift the leg, point the toes. And then drop, just tap your toe on the right and lift again. But I want you to see if you can move not from the foot, but from the upper thigh and hip. So you're just lifting that leg, engaging the glute. One more, tap it down, and then lift it up. Breathe. Flex your foot, turn your toes out. Turn the toes out to the side. Yep. And then lift the leg more. So it's this weird little sideways lift. Feel the engagement of the glutes. Slide your leg across that imaginary table. Drop that foot down to the side. Once you feel good, left knee over left hip. Walk those hands up and come into gate pose. Planting that leg, not lots of talk, but your foot, that extended leg's foot, you can't even see mine because it's out of camera range, is either sideways, which I prefer, or the toes are pointing away more straight, which I don't love that one. So try it for you, right? It might be more of an angle for you. The big thing is to just watch the knee here, that it doesn't get hyperextended or pressured. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, your right hand down the right leg. Hold, stretch it over. Nice side stretch here, everybody. Use your breath. It's amazing how tight our bodies get. Inhale, both arms up. Listen up. Take your left arm forward, take the right arm back. So again, playing with a little twist variation. Now that knee that's on the floor, squeeze that glute, right? Engage that glute. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, both hands down to the floor. Left hand stays down, right arm goes up. And breathe. And again, you feel that left hip, squeeze it into the center. Notice how helps you actually twist a little bit more as you engage those hips. Exhale, release. Hard part here, try to lift that leg, bring it all the way back, turn the toes down, and release that fully. I'm going to turn around just so I have room for that leg. Good. And maybe a couple cat cows, just stretching it out, moving through those hips. When you're ready, nice neutral spine, everybody. Make sure those arms are working for you, shoulders are working. Reach the left leg back. Feel the glute engage. Feel the front of that hip start to lift the leg and then point the toes. Good. Tap down and lift and squeeze. Tap down. Try to move from the hip. It's a weird thing, that upper thigh. Try to move from there as you lift. Couple more, just warming up. Good. Next time that's lifted, hold, breathe, flex your foot. Turn the toes out, lift the leg a little bit higher. Use those glute muscles, use the hip muscles, and then slide it across an imaginary table. Drop that foot to the floor. Before I move, I always check the knee that's on the floor to see that it's more or less right below that hip. And then walk your hands up. Come on up, everybody. Nice little gate pose here. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, sliding that left hand down the leg. Never putting pressure on the side of the knee or the top of the knee if your foot is straight. Breathe. Oh. Right? Feel the muscles between the ribs stretching. Those are our breathing muscles, right? We stretch those babies out. Good. Take those arms up. Listen up. You're taking your left hand back, your right arm forward. Deep breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the floor. This time your right hand stays down, the left arm goes up. Press strongly into that right hand, press that shoulder away, and then squeeze in through the right glute. So it's almost like you're trying to move that hip towards center a little bit more. Good. Exhale, hand down. Hard part here, lift. Take it around and across. Turn the toes down, level out the hip, and lower the knees, everybody. Good. Maybe press back to the heels just for a second. And then table pose to downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, let's stretch it out. Pedal those heels. Breathe. Come all the way up on the tippy toes. Bend the knees a good almost halfway down. Press the chest toward your thighs. So you're reaching back here. Breathe. And then lift the sit bones, right? The back of those hamstrings. Lift those up to the ceiling. And then straighten the legs. Press into the big toe mound. See if you can lift your toes up off the floor a little bit. Breathe. Plank pose. Knees down, everybody. Sink back, child's pose. Find your breath. As you come up, round your spine. Release it to neutral. Flip your toes, lift the knees, tone the belly in, press that chest toward your legs, and then straighten the legs. Whew. Breathe. Lift to tippy toes. Lift the sit bones more. Feel the front of your thighs press back. Lower the heels. See if you can lift any of your toes. Big deep breath. And then take both feet really wide on your mat, really wide. That should feel pretty good. Walk those hands back. You can move your blanket out of the way while you're there. Bend the knees, press those knees out to the sides and come on up. And Roll that out. Roll it out. All right. Come on to your, grab your blocks, everybody, and just place them at the front of your mat. Everybody starting to feel a little warmed up? I hope. Good. Where is your shoulders? Where are your shoulders in space, right? I would bet all of us at certain point start to favor, like one side comes more forward than the other side. Can we pay attention to that? Roll them back, low belly is toned, the hips and glutes are active. Mountain pose. Find your breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Come on down, little baby squat. Little baby squat. Take your thumbs and lift your chest with your thumbs. Yep. And then tone the low belly in to lengthen the tailbone. Take the arms out. Chair pose. Big deep breath. And then exhale, hands to your blocks, the legs straight. Your blocks can be at medium, they can be up nice and high. Either one is okay. Press your hands into your blocks, lift halfway up. Exhale, come on down. Soften both knees and step back with your right leg. Move your blocks so that they work for you. They're right underneath your shoulders. Find that breath. Bend your back knee. So your right knee, I want you to bend it like you're coming into like a runner's squat, getting ready to take off. And then imagine someone's pushing the front of your right thigh. You can even take your right hand to your right thigh and push that baby up. And then imagine that it's staying lifted up away from the floor, even though your left leg is bent. Good. Now, feel like you could equally lift your left hip. So, what are you doing? You're squaring the hips. You're not dropping into your left hip and you're not dropping into your right hip. Both of them are lifting like you could just take off right here. Right hand stays on the block, left arm reaches up. Find that twist, everybody. Push that body away from the block. Keep the thighs both lifting. Exhale, hand comes down to your block. Just very gently straighten your front leg. And as you do, see if the left hip will lift up a little bit, will move away from the thigh. Yep, you got it. And then imagine the front of your back leg is pressing toward the back a little bit more. Both hips lifting, both sit bones lifting. Bend your front knee, walk those blocks forward, push off your back leg, step forward. Bend both knees. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, your hands to your heart. Draw the shoulders back. Feel your breath returning to normal. And then let go of your hands. All right, second side, take it up. Exhale, hands to heart. Come on down, little squat. Lift your chest with those thumbs. Tuck your belly in, lengthen your tailbone, and then optionally extend through those arms. Find your breath. You're sitting back in the chair. Press the feet away from each other. As you exhale, hands come to your block, straighten those legs. Whew. Straight is a relative term here. You know your back. Breathe. And then push into the blocks to lift halfway up. Exhale down. Bend both knees. Step back, left leg. Remember those legs are hips width apart. Walk the blocks back so that they're underneath your shoulders and not forward. Start to fire up the legs. So feel your left thigh and imagine you're pushing that left thigh away from the floor, bringing the left thigh to the back of your leg. Now lift the right hip as if you could lengthen that sit bone. I know it's real tricky here, real Just play with it. Don't worry about it if you don't think you have it. Both thighs lifting, and then tone that low belly in. Beautiful. Left hand stays where it is. Take the right arm up. Find your breath. Notice. Smile. Push your body away from that block that's on the floor. That's it. Exhale. Hand comes down to your block. Straighten your front thigh. Think of both legs working for you here. Deep breath. Make sure that front foot is planted. It's even. The front hip is drawing back. That sit bone is lifting. Those hamstrings are stretching, but you're not dumping into the left hip. It is staying lifted. Bend your front knee, everybody. Walk your blocks forward. Push off, step forward. Whew. Bend both knees. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Pause here. And let those hands go. All right, take it up. Exhale to your blocks. Head down. Push into your blocks. Lift halfway. Exhale it again. Soften the knees. Step back right leg. Walk the blocks back. Find that same lunge, right? So what's happening? Your right thigh is pressing up toward the ceiling. Your left hip is pressing up toward the ceiling, actually rolling back a little bit. Both legs are active. Right hand stays where it is. Left arm comes up. We've already been here. This is not a problem. Exhale, hand down to the floor. Straighten the front leg. Already been here, right? So far, so good. This is not hard work. It's ideally, it's time for inquiry. What are you doing with your body? Can you draw that left hip back and lift the left hip a little bit, right? So that the hips are even. Bend your front knee, listen up. Take your hands to your knee. Lift your chest. Power up the back leg. Take the arms up. Breathe. You got it. Now, here's the tricky part. Your left leg is forward, so your right arm goes forward. Your left arm goes to cactus, woo, or not. And you look to the left. If you're still okay, you can straighten that left arm so both arms are out. Back leg is working hard. Find your balance. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to your blocks. Woo! Walk those blocks forward and step forward. Woo-hoo! Shake those legs out. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Find your breath. Can you feel your heart beating at the back of those thumbs? Can you feel it while those hands rest there? Breathe. Release your hands. Take the arms up, second side. Exhale down to the blocks. Breathe. Inhale halfway up. Exhale it down again. Soften the knees, step back left leg. Make sure your stance is wide enough. Maybe walk the blocks back if you need to. Your left hand stays where it is. Remember to lift the back thigh away from the floor. Take the right arm up, find your twist. Good. Breathe. Power up the back leg, everybody. Feel the back thigh pressing toward the hamstring. Exhale, hand down. Straighten the front leg. Been here already. No big deal. Breathe. Bend your front leg. Here we go. Level those hips out. Squeeze the left glute. Take your hands to your knee. Reach up. Find your balance. You can always stay right here, right? This is a tricky twist because it's throwing you completely offline. Left hand comes forward. Right arm goes back. You're looking to the right or the elbows bent. Doesn't have, it can be out here. It can be to the side. Don't worry about getting it just right. Press through the back leg. Good. Inhale, take it up. Ooh, that's a big one. Exhale, hands down. Set your blocks to the side just for now. Step back, down dog. Find your breath. Soften the lower ribs in toward your back. Plank pose, everybody. Knees down, optional. Chaturanga, slow. Slide your elbows forward and come into Sphinx. Just pause. Whew, maybe shake out those hips a little bit. That's it. Just breathe. This is your child's pose. So sneak in a little back bend in here. If this doesn't feel good, just come on down. This is your rest part. And tone the belly in. Press through the tops of the feet. And lower fully. Hands under shoulders. I want you to push into your knees, half plank. Lift the knees, full plank. Downward facing dog. Find your breath, everyone. Step forward, left leg. And then step forward, right. Bend both of your knees and come on up. Exhale your hands to your heart. And shake that out. We have one more round. We're going to add one more thing. If I can keep it all straight in my brain. All right, so your blocks are back at your mat. And by the way, you can go higher. Some of those poses would be a little easier if the blocks were a little higher. Okay, not easier, but just more accessible. So stand at the front of your mat and find mountain pose. Right, so even in mountain pose, the hips and glutes are active, but we're not popping through the back of the knees. The chest is tall. Remember that breathing work we did at the beginning, right? Where we lift the chest and then it stays there, both shoulders moving back at the same time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come on down. Hands to blocks. Let the head hang, the elbows can bend. Feel the sit bones lifting up toward the ceiling. Push into your blocks, come halfway. Exhale it down again. Soften both knees and step back. Right leg. I know you're all disappointed that I forgot the chair pose one, but that's all right. We won't need it. All right. That right thigh presses up to the ceiling, but also the left hip reaches up. Try to stabilize. Imagine a nice straight-ish line across the level of those hips. And breathe, everybody. You got this. Feel the legs working. Feel everything happening. Your right hand stays on the block. The left arm reaches up. We're back in that twist. We've been here before. Imagine somebody has those top fingertips and is pulling the fingertips up, engaging that right glute. Breathe. Exhale, hand down to your block, straighten the front leg. Where do we go from here? Breathe. The elbows soften, the shoulders move away from the ears. The legs are active. active. Bend your front knee. Fire up both legs, level out the hips. Take your hands to your knee, lift your chest. Whew. Yep, take the arms up. Breathe. If your left knee is forward, your right hand goes forward. The left arm goes back. Balancing twist here, right? It's a lunge twist. Hang in. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, both hands to your blocks. Listen up. Straighten the front leg. Ooh, this one a little bit trickier. You're going to take your right hand block to the inside of your left foot. Reverse triangle. If I were you, I'd shorten that stance a little bit. This one is always a tricky pose for me. As you lengthen, take your left hand to your left hip, let the elbow point toward the ceiling, and look to the left. If that's a piece of cake for you, extend the arm up. If it is not a piece of cake for you, both hands can stay on your blocks. Breathe. Exhale, both hands down. Ooh, yeah. I know. Bend your front knee. Step forward. I was going to add one more thing, but then I thought, well, that's just a little too much. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. You gotta know to stop somewhere. All right, roll your shoulders. Shake it out. Let the hands shake. I read that one way to reduce like anxiety, nervousness is to shake, like shake your arms, shake your body, like let all that stuff go. All right, mountain pose. Imagine if this is all you had to do in the present moment was mountain pose. When you're ready, inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale it down. Soften the knees. Step back with your, left leg. Find that lunge. Think about the hips, right? Level them out. Imagine that left thigh pressing up toward the ceiling without dropping or sinking into the right hip. Find your breath here. Left hand will stay where it is. The right arm goes up. Twist. Breathe. Press out of that block, right? That hand on the block, press out and away from it so that it gets taller. You get taller. Your wingspan gets longer. Exhale, hand down to the floor. Straighten the front leg. Find this variation here, pyramid pose. The right hip comes down or comes kind of externally rotates back, but the left hip isn't overly sinking either. That leg is active. Bend your front knee. Take your hands to that right knee and then take the arms up. If you square that back foot, it can really help with the balance. It levels out the thigh. We're pressing back through that. One, you're here, you're fine with this. Two, the left arm goes forward and the right arm comes back. It's like you're going to do a really big sideways hug, right? Breathe, press through the back leg. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your blocks. Straighten your front leg. Almost done here, everyone. Take that left hand block and move it to the inside of your right foot, maybe slightly forward. We didn't do that on the other side, but it could help. Maybe hop in just a little bit, like a half of a foot. Find your stability, pressing that back thigh toward the ceiling, wrapping the front hip. Take your hand to your hip, see how that feels. Still good, take the arm up. Ooh. Reverse triangle, tricky pose, always has been. Breathe for me. Release that hand to your block. Set both blocks to the side. Plant your hands. Step back to a very welcome downward facing dog. Find your breath. Spread the weight of your down dog through the whole hand, all the way out to the fingertips. And then tippy toes. Lower those knees. Come on back. Child's pose will feel, I know, just marvelous. Or come onto your belly. Deep breath, everyone. Good. Come on up. Grab a block. Now, I think most of you, at least watching at the moment, can do this and maybe would welcome it. You can take one or two blocks and sit on the block in hero pose. And you can take the block low. I have one block, but I have it up at the second level. Or you can stack one block on top of the other. The block is between your legs so that you are sitting on it. Yep, sis, just turn the block sideways. Yep. And then bring those inner ankles back toward the block. And just feel that, right? It's like, holy moly, all that work. And how does the breath feel, right? How does it feel at this moment? Can you find that? If the back of your feet are bothering you, by the way, I would take the blocks up higher, stack two, or put a blanket either under your ankles or under your knees. Okay, both either one of those should help. And just pause for a second here, find your breath. You got it. Inhale, take the arms up. As you exhale, one hand down, fingertips, reach the other arm up, and then stretch over to that side. And then take that top arm and turn it toward that same side. So I'm moving my left arm to the right. I'm on fingertips on both. Again, it's a twist, right? It's a funky little twist. Breathe. Take the left arm back up. Whew. Take the other arm up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, other side, left hand down, right arm over, soften through the head, the neck. Breathe, and then turn your body to the left. Maybe you come up on fingertips, right? Breathe. So we're moving, this twist is moving way more through that mid upper back than the lower back, hopefully. Deep breath. Release that right arm, take it up. Take the other arm up. Exhale, let go. And roll that out. Lift up onto your knees. Take that block out. Come on down to your behind. You're going to want the blocks accessible. You won't need them right now. Okay. Whew. Good. And then just come on down. Oh, come on down. Let your feet be on the floor. And hands down to the floor, either palms up or palms down, whatever feels good. Your feet are on the floor, your knees are bent. And breathe. Take the right knee to your chest. You can either hold at the shins or hold underneath that knee, especially if you're feeling your knees right now. And extend the left leg nice and long. And imagine the front of your left thigh pressing down to the floor, leveling out the spine. Breathe. Take your right hand to your right outside knee and push your right knee into that hand. Just push. It's not going anywhere. Isometric work. Left leg is long. You have a slight curve in your spine. Push that right knee out to the right and breathe, and then bring it back to chest. Take the right knee about 90 degrees. Take the left hand to your right knee. Left hand goes to the right knee. Push that knee away. Now we've got the core engaged. And take the right arm overhead. So your right arm is overhead. Your left leg is long. Your left hand is pushing your knee away, your opposite knee away. But you are resisting. You're trying to bring that knee back to chest. Core work, no kidding. And release knee to chest. Bring your left knee in, straighten your right leg. Plant that right thigh toward the floor, maybe a little engagement of the right glute. Breathe. Take the left knee roughly about 90 degrees. Your left hand goes to the outside of the knee and you're pushing that knee out. You're trying to push it out to the side, but your hand won't let it go. Breathe. And release, knee to chest. Go back to that 90. Your right hand goes to the top of the left knee. Your left arm goes overhead. Push your knee into your hand. Resist. Chin is level. And release, knee to chest, both legs in straight and both legs to the floor. And just windshield wiper the legs. We got one more of that. Your arms can go overhead. You can stretch it out. Good. And then bend the knees. Whew. Bring the arms back down if they're overhead. Draw your left knee to your chest, straighten the right leg. Breathe. Move the right knee away. Take the right hand outside the knee. We were just here. Push that knee into your hand, but resist. Breathe. Bring the knee to chest. Push it back away. Left hand to right knee. Your right arm goes overhead. Push and engage. Feel that whole right side of your core. Optional, try to lift your left foot a couple of inches without overarching your back. Woo, push your hand into your knee. Reach with both other limbs. Keep your head on the floor. And release, knee to chest. Straighten both legs. Last one, left side. Bend the left knee, bring it to chest. Engage and lengthen the right leg. Take the left knee to about 90 degrees. Push the left hand into the outside of the left knee. Find your breath. Release, knee to chest. Go back to that 90, right hand to left knee, left arm overhead, push, resist, keeping the hips level, using the core here, optional, lift the right leg, couple of inches, breathe. and lower. Release both knees to chest, everybody. Ooh. Cross your left knee over your right. Bring both knees toward chest. Let the back flatten. If you can, take hands to heels of feet. The heels of your feet can either stay in nice and close, or they can move out, shins more parallel with the floor into cow face legs. Release the heels down, release the knees, go to the other side. Right knee is just crossed over left. See if you can find those heels or your shins. Don't have to do anything else. Or the shins go more parallel. Breathe. And release. Oof. Undo the knees. Bring those knees to your chest. Place both feet on the floor. Take your feet just slightly wider than hips width apart. Have a block nearby in case you need it. You're going to need both blocks for the end, but just one if you need it. Allow both knees to go over to the right. So this need for the block may be under the right knee, right? If this twist feels like it is way too much, just take a block underneath the knee. The other option is to finagle a block under the left leg, which is a little harder to do in this position, but you may need that support as well. Feels kind of good. All right, so the knees are to the right, the hips are pretty level. I want you to scoop the left hip under a little bit, as if you were going to tuck just that left side. Both arms are cactus. And then optionally, your gaze is to the left. Optional. Space between the teeth. Find your breath. If you want here, you can extend that left arm overhead as well, just on the floor above your head. Still that gaze to the left. Return your gaze to center. If your arm's extended, bring it back to cactus. Really tuck in through the belly, bring your knees back to center. Pause for a second, maybe rock the knees a little. Same thing other side, allowing those knees to go over to your left. Cushioning the knees, if that makes sense for you, arms are in cactus. A lengthening of the right glute toward the hamstring, right? We're tucking it down a little bit. Pause here, just see how this feels in your body, if something needs to be cushioned or supported. And then if it's okay, turn your gaze to the right. Breathe. Relax your jaw. Soft breaths into your belly. Soften everything you can. Extending that right arm if you want, don't have to. If the arm is extended, bring it back. Take your head back to neutral. Draw the knees back to center. Whew. And draw both knees to your chest. If you have the ability, I want you to take elbows to the outer knees, and you're just holding on to your wrists, and then push your legs out into your elbows. So we're just doing a little reset here. If your elbows don't make it, if it doesn't reach, use your hands so you could be here pushing out. Should feel good. And release. Good. Listen up, everybody. Let the knees go to one side. I want to set up for a juicy little Shavasana. So come on up and grab your blanket if you got it. I did a class the other day that did this for Shavasana, for partial Shavasana, and it just felt lovely, especially after a little harder practice. So you usually have your blanket, at that wider level, and I want you to fold it in three, nice and flat, and then place it up toward the front of your mat. So your head will be up here. You're going to take the top of your blanket and just fold it under if you can. Not every blanket's going to work, but you're making a little pillow, okay? Just a little rise at the top. If your blanket doesn't want to do that, I would grab a pillow or another blanket for your head, but not a block. And then bring your hips toward the blanket. You'll need both blocks. You're going to come into Baddha Konasana, supine Baddha Konasana, but it's going to be easy. Once you lay down, I think you can handle the blocks. Make sure your head is on that rise, or head and neck, something that feels really good, and that you're not in a big back bend. So your low back isn't overly arched. As you bring the soles of your feet together, diagonal your blocks so that your thighs and or knees rest on the blocks, okay? Your feet are touching. They're not really close up to the groin. They're a little bit away so that you can be really comfy here. This should feel really nice. You can take the blocks up really high. You can take them up higher up into the hips if you need more support, but you want support. You want no stretching happening here, right? We want to let the autonomic nervous system, that fight or flight thing, we want to completely eliminate that and allow the body to feel safe and supported. Now, your hands can either be down at your sides, palms face up, the shoulders are dropping down to the floor, or you can place them on the lower belly or even on the thighs, where does it feel good? Maybe one hand high, one hand low. But wherever you are, allow the back of the neck to be long, allow your eyes to close. In fact, if you wear glasses like I do, maybe you just take those babies off. And you let your eyes settle, you let your body settle. And you come back to the breath that we did at the beginning. So, just for maybe 4 rounds total, as you inhale, belly, ribs, and chest, pausing at the top, exhaling, chest, ribs, belly. Just three more like that, your own pace. Last round.